So a few words about the take-home assignments. They are not your usual take-home assignments, and so I thought I would say a little more to make sure that you're fully prepared. So as I said before, there will be 15 take-home assignments total, 3 each week. Of those you have to submit 10, and I don't really care which 10 you will submit. I strongly recommend that you submit 2 each week, so 2 out of 3. This way you will be evenly spaced throughout the course of the semester, and will not find yourself in a situation where you have only, let's say, 1 week left, 3 assignments left, and you still need to do 5. Now, what I really want to talk about is the formatting of the take-home assignments. I don't like multiple choice questions very much, and I don't think they test very well your knowledge. I would like to give you more options to express yourself more freely. The problem is that with so many of you, I will just pretty much spend all the time grading if I allowed you to write essay type answers. There are 3 take-home assignments each week, so I have to grade 1 of them every other day, and I just wouldn't have the time physically to do it. So to simplify my life, as well as, and it's even more important, to make sure that all assignments are graded fairly and consistently, I'm providing you with a template for your answers, and I expect you to strictly follow that template formatting rules. So let me show you how a take-home assignment looks like. So this one, for example, is number 4. This one will be asking you basically, what if job outsourcing became illegal? Right? So you have the the scenario described here, and then you have your specific questions listed here, and then some formatting requirements, font size and all that stuff. And then page 2, you actually have a template for your answers. So for example, here in this line, you would simply delete all this text and put your student ID, for example 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the question would be, well, if job outsourcing became illegal, how would that impact variety? You have 2 sections to answer. First, you have to provide a general trend, and in this case, obviously, if job outsourcing was illegal, there would be only American-made products, so variety would shrink. So, right? Then you delete the text after that, and in addition to the one-word trend, you explain why that would be a reason. And so you would just basically say fewer producers, less variety, right? And that's a very good answer. That's what I'm looking for. Quality, the same thing. So you would say quality. What would happen to quality? Well, if there were fewer producers, less competition on the market, the quality would decrease, right? And you put the trend here, decrease. Then you would say why? Well, because fewer manufacturers less competition, lower quality. And those are your good answers. Now, these are how take-home assignments from the last semester look like. So as you can see, I don't want your names, I just want your IDs, and all the instructions are provided on the first page of the assignment. Then this particular one is on the likely outcomes, economic outcomes of Canada and the US becoming one country. What if they became one country? Well, the respondents here identify the trends, and as you can see, they are underlined one-word trends, and then a very simple kind of keyword with arrows type of explanation of the mechanism that will bring about that change. So for example, prices will decrease. Why? There will be more specialization. More specialization will lead to economies of scale that will lower marginal cost, and that will lower prices. Very good. More competition will lead to more innovation efficiency, higher prices, most goods, services sold for lower price. So this is what I kind of want from you. And so on page 1 of each assignment, you will have very specific formatting requirements. And really what you have to do is just delete the text and write in your answers without changing the size, the font, the margins, and just keep it that way. So this way, when I read your assignments, all the answers are in the same format, in the exactly same place, and it's very easy. It shouldn't take me more than a few minutes to grade each assignment this way. This will simplify my time. This also ensures that the grades are more consistent, and that frankly also simplifies your job. You don't have to think of the formatting. And I will not be swayed by your, for example, low or maybe grade formatting skills. In addition, as I said, out of the 10 take-home assignments that you will submit, I will only count 9 highest grades towards your final course grade. So out of 15 you submit 10 and the lowest grade is dropped. If you choose to submit only 9, that's fine. The one that is not submitted will get a grade, and will get a 0, and the grade will not be counted towards the final course grade. Now you can work individually, and that's probably what about half of you will choose to do. And then many of you will choose to work in teams, and I'm fine with that. So if you want to work in a team, that's perfectly fine. In fact, that's encouraged. Teams do a better job, not necessarily because teams are smarter than individuals, but because when you work in a team, you are much less likely to make a stupid mistake. When you work alone, you may misunderstand the question, or you may just provide a bad answer. When you work in a team, somebody will catch that problem, and so you will not lose points on just foolish mistakes. And so by doing so, you pretty much ensure that you get a higher grade if you work in a team. Now, especially because it's an online course, but this tool is also useful when people work in take a regular lecture. So, but anyway, here is a link to a tool that I put together that helps you find teammates. And so it's a very simple Google Docs file, fully editable. So if you want to work in a team and you don't have a teammate, just simply write your name. Like, for example, I would write Best Harris, and I would put here my email, and so on and so on, and maybe add a note as to what I expect and when I can meet, and somebody hopefully will contact you back. So I'm going to delete this because I'm not looking for a team, but for you, that's something. Now, the most important thing, if you choose to work in a team, good for you. I totally support it. But if you choose to work in a team, you must inform me 48 hours before the deadline about your team composition. Anyone knows why? Anyone? Don't hear you. Well, anyway, just joking. The reason for that is I don't want students selling spaces or seats on their teams a few minutes before the deadline. I don't think that will happen, but at least in theory that's possible, that somebody doesn't complete the take-home assignment and last minute before the deadline approaches a friend and says, I'll give you $10 and you put my name on your take-home assignment. You don't lose anything, I gain something. I don't want that to happen, so you must tell me about your team composition at least 48 hours before the deadline. And so this way, hopefully, it will mean to me that it's not a last minute deal and that you actually will be working together in a team on the assignments. The deadlines for each assignment are provided at the end of the syllabus, and we will talk about that in a minute. But yes, please don't forget about that. If you change team composition, and you're allowed to change your team from assignment to assignment, you may try to work with one person on take-home assignment 1. If it doesn't work, you can work with another person or other people on take-home assignments 2. But if it's the same team, if you're not changing the composition of your team, no need to send me an email every time. Just one time as long as it's the same team. So stick with the format. It will allow me to grade your work better and faster. It will simplify your life. Don't get creative with the formatting. Just, do your best and stick with the format. In terms of grading procedures, generally I use a kind of 3-tier approach. If your answer is good, you get full credit. If your answer is kind of okay but not very good, you get half a credit. And if your answer is bad, you get no credit. So for example, if we go to an assignment from the last semester or from the one that I just showed you, if question 1 or question 2 is worth 10 points, good answer gives you 10 points. If it's kind of so-so answer, for this particular answer you get 5 points. And if your answer is weak, you get 0 points. I sum them up and I get you your points, total points in the end. Again, no need to provide your names. Your student IDs are sufficient. There will be some students I may like more than others. Maybe somebody is more active, maybe somebody is doing better. When I grade your work, I don't want to know who you are. I want to be impartial, so only the ID is sufficient. And by the way, for this particular purpose, please put only 4 last digits of your ID. Alright? I don't have your full IDs, I only have 4 last digits. So 4 last digits would be perfectly sufficient. No need to put the whole thing.